Good morning students. In today's video, we are going to discuss tenses in English. We have three tenses in English grammar. The first one is present tense, second past tense, and the final one future tense. Each of these tenses can be classified into four divisions. You see, present tense can be divided into simple present, present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous tenses. Just like we divided the present tense, we can also divide past and future in the same way. We have to do only one thing, that instead of present, you just add past. For example, simple past, past continuous, past perfect, just like that. And also instead of present and past, you can add future, and it becomes the divisions of future tense. For example, simple future, future continuous, like this. I hope that you got understood what are the four divisions of each tenses in English grammar. Now in detail, we can consider the simple present. Okay? Dear students, before we talk about the simple present tense, I would like to share something about tenses in English. The word tenses shows the time of an action. You see, when we deal with English language, we have to understand what time it mentions in a sentence. Okay? And in English language, more than 90% of sentences are constructed in the pattern of SVO. S stands for the subject. Subject means the person who does the action in a sentence, or the person we are talking about in a person is the subject. Okay? And V stands for verb. It means, or it refers to, the action of the sentence. And finally we have O. O refers to the person who receives the action from the subject, or the thing which receives the action. Ready? Now let's think about the subject. We have first person, second person, and third person. Subjects can be categorized into first person, second person, and third person. And this first person can be classified into singular number and plural number. When it is singular number, it is I. I is the first person singular in number, and we is the plural subject and first person also. And look at the second one, second person. The singular number and the plural number are the same, you. When we talk about you, it may be a person or more than a person. If it is a person, it is singular in number, and if it is more than a person, it is plural in number. Okay? And finally, the third person. Third person singular subjects are, singular in numbers are he, she, it, everybody, and all other names. All these are third person. And plural in number in third person are they, only they. We have they as plural number in third person. And the first person, second person, and third person we use as a subject in our English sentences. And when we use first person and second person, first person and second person, we have to use the plural form of the verb. What do we have to use? Plural form of the verb. Let's check it in detail with the help of simple present tense. Ready? For example, We are talking about English tenses, and the first one is present tense, and the present tense is classified into 4 categories. The first one is simple present tense. Ready? We speak English. How can we identify a sentence in which tense? How can we identify? We can identify the tense of a sentence by looking at the verb of a sentence. Here the verb speak shows it is in the first form, that means first form of the verb. It shows that it is in the simple present tense. Ready? Now we are not doing the usages of this tense, but we are going to learn the grammar of this tense. Ready? After learning the grammar, we can use this simple present tense in action. Okay, in the next video. You see, we speak English. We here shows the plural number subject, the first person. We speak English. And when we make it a negative sentence, we can't use as we not speak English. It is wrong. We have to say that we do not speak English. That means the helping verb of the simple present tense is do. Do is the helping verb of the simple present tense. When we make a negative sentence, we have to use the helping verb with this main verb. You understand? We speak English. When we make negative, we do not speak English. Ready? And the next example, we consider the third person singular subject, he. Here we consider the first person plural, and here we consider the third person singular, he. You see, speak is changed into speaks. Here we wrote speak, but here speaks, because when we use a singular subject, we have to follow the singular form of the verb. How can we make a singular form of the verb in simple present tense? It's very simple. You simply add, you see the word speak, simply add an S. When it is a singular subject, you simply add a S with this main verb. It becomes the singular form. He speaks English. And how can we make it into negative? See, he does not speak English. Here we make it, we do not speak English, because here we have no S, but we have S here. That's why we have to add ES with the do. With this do, we have to add ES. Then it becomes the helping verb. He does not speak English. Then you never follow the S here, because this S is already added with the helping verb do. Ready? You got understood what I mean here? He speaks English. He does not, speaks is wrong. He does not speak English. Got the idea of this simple present tense in grammatical usage? Hope you understood it very well. And you can substitute this verb with any other verbs. For example, we read English. Instead of speak, I took the verb read. We read English. Can you make it negative? We do not read English. And you see, instead of he, I take the singular number she. She read or reads. She reads English. And make it negative. She does not read. Don't use reads, because S is already added with do. Okay? She does not read English. This is all about the simple method we can follow when we deal with simple present tense. You have to familiarize with all these things. Here the helping verb do or does. This do or does is included in the first form of the verb. We have to find it out. Ready? Now let's conclude the simple present tense. You see, a tense shows the time of an action. When we speak or write an English sentence, we have to understand what tense it is followed. Otherwise, we can't follow the meaning. That is the main importance we have to know about English tenses. Ready? Now let's get into the second one. Let's discuss the present continuous tense. This is the second one from present tense. Ready? How can we identify a sentence in present continuous tense? You can use this method. Listen. Simply read all these sentences. He is speaking English. We are speaking English. I am speaking English. And here we have used the ing form of the verb speaking. In all these three sentences, we have used the ing form of the verb. This shows the continuous action. This shows the action is in the continuous form. But how can we identify is it in the present continuous, past continuous or future continuous? We are focusing on the present continuous. We can understand if that sentence is in the present continuous, there must be ing form of the verb and also the helping verb is are am. When we speak a sentence or write a sentence with these helping verbs and ing form of the verb, these sentences shows present continuous. Okay, the action is in the present continuous tense. Ready? Now let's check. He is speaking English. He is speaking English. Can you make it negative? Very simple. He is not speaking English. We are speaking English. We are not speaking English. I am speaking English. I am not speaking English. You see, the helping verbs are already given. Then we can assume that the sentences with is, am, are and also the verb with the ing form, these sentences are the present continuous tense. I hope you understood all these things I explained here. This is a very simple thing. You can easily understand if you give a good attention to this topic. Now, next session we can discuss the third one. After present continuous tense, in present tense we have present perfect tense. We can discuss it later.